It flies down Neves. And Spain are in to pounce. Martin Zubimendi.
1-0.
It's only his second ever international goal. I just mentioned it with Nico Williams about making the right attacking choices. And Lamine Yamal, when he picks the ball up, he's running at Nuno Mendes, could be selfish to think about dropping a shoulder onto the left foot, shoot himself. He doesn't. You know, he puts the ball into the box. There's defensive disarray. It looks as if, I think Ruben Diaz has dealt with the problem, but there's so many Spanish players swarming forward. Eventually, the ball is going to be tucked home.
1-0 cok.
Again, there's that link I was talking about with Oyarzabal, just that ability just to know what's surrounding, great spatial awareness. Spain are away. Once that ball is clipped into the 6-yard box, then they have a big problem. Here's Yamal. Right decision to put the ball in. Ruben Diaz is in big trouble, and there's so many yellow shirts in that Portuguese penalty area. The ball has to end up in the net.
Spanyol
It seemed to me as if he was fouled. Presuming that's what's being checked, but how swiftly Spain broke forward. Maybe they're looking at offside as well. Maybe it's that ball's clicked forward. Is that maybe a little flick on?
Lagi dicek.
VAR having a good look at this. The goal stats.
Goal check.
Martin Zubimendi, who didn't play in the semi-final.
Check over goal.
Luis De La Fuente putting him into the starting 11 tonight. And the Real Sociedad midfielder's goal stands and separates the teams midway through the first half here in Munich. You know, it was just at this stage of the game on Thursday, midway through the 45, that Spain scored their opening goal against France too.
1-0.
It was just the swiftness, how slick the attack was. But Zubimendi, the trust he has. You know, Oyarzabal, as that ball goes into the striker, he knows he's seen him, he knows the layoff's going to be right into his path, and he's away. He's not holding midfielder, remember, but he's freed up by that great link play from the centre forward. Remember, Portugal went 1-0 down against Germany on Wednesday and came back to win that semi-final 2-1. Can Roberto Martinez's team catch that lightning in a jar again? Here's the one thing really, Spain, Oscar De La Fuente have to guard against. Defensive raggedness we saw in the latter stages against France. Maybe they just switched off because they were 5-1 up, but they conceded some soft goals, and in a final like this against the quality Portuguese side, you can't afford to be so disjointed and disorganised. Clever flick from Yamal there to ensure the throw-in would be for Spain. Oscar Mingueza. Battling by Bernardo Silva. Portugal can't hold on to it. The Spanish team, which appears to thrive on confidence, so that opening goal of the final is going to do them the world of good. Chavez tried his best, but he can't keep the ball in play.
Teriak gua ambil jersey.
They want to sit back on the 1-0 lead. They're a team that just whatever the scoreline is, they look to score more goals. So I think Portugal next maybe 5 minutes or so just have to contain Spain, and they can't afford to go 2-0 down. Containing them is easier said than done when you've got a holding midfielder, you know, breaking forward and scoring the opening goal. Just shows how these Spanish players are interchangeable. You don't play set positions necessarily. Cucurella popping it over the top for Nico Williams. Ruben Diaz trying desperately to keep up, and that's excellent defending. Not only wins the ball, plays it off the Spaniard for a Portuguese goal kick. But there's that problem again. Nico Williams getting in between a fullback and a centre half. Ruben Diaz, the defensive line he runs is all important. It just enables him to get across Williams, and he puts all the onus on Williams to make the right decision. Nico Williams really ever decided what he was maybe looking to do there. Needs to get his shots away maybe earlier. Fernandez, up on by Vitinha. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo, no flag. Pedro Neto. Clever. Nuno Mendes. Good pass.
1-1.
He normally provides them for others. Nuno Mendes takes center
Bruno Mendes 1.
It's the first ever international goal of his career. It's an absolute stunner.
I mentioned Nuno Mendes, he's left back on the team sheet, but when they have the ball, Portugal, he's encouraged just to step up the pitch. It's a brilliant pick out from Pedro Neto, and he is afforded far too much time and space. Ronaldo gets involved. There's a question mark in the build-up as to whether he's offside or not.
Offset.
Yeah, I'll be looking at that. But once the
Check
ball's
review,
played back to
review,
Nuno
for
Mendes,
review.
no one in the yellow shirt really steps out and engages with him. You see him just stepping forward. Everyone's watching the ball, no one's dealing with it. And once he just moves that ball, it's too easy for him to strike the ball across goal. It's a wonderful strike. It's clean, it's composed, goalkeeper no chance. But defensively, not really good enough from Spain, but brilliant reaction from Portugal.
The assistant referee this evening, Rafinha, set of Switzerland, still perusing the replays. Nuno Mendes, who was joint top scoring defender in the Champions League this season, well able to score them for Paris Saint-Germain. Is this going to count as his first ever international goal? They are checking for
Goal check,
potential
goal
offside leading up to the goal.
There has to be that forward run of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Gol. 1-1.
The Portuguese cheers will tell you the check is over. The goal stands. Portugal
Assist
won,
Ronaldo.
Spain won.
Portugal again just showing how effective they can be. Saw that against Germany, less of the ball, more of the threat. And in this game it's been the Spaniards who dominated the ball, but Portugal, and when they get into areas they are, they've been so effective. They get bodies in the box, they get fullbacks forward. Those teams' problems, so it's not a case of having more of the ball than their opponents, Portugal. It's making good use of it when they do.
Spain's lead only lasted 5 minutes of game time. But this stirs the pot nicely, Andy. This will only increase the chances of this final getting even more entertaining now.
Well, hopefully, absolutely. But again, go back to that bit of defending from Ruben Diaz against Williams. How important was that now? Again, he stood his ground. He didn't give Williams a chance to get a shot in.
Lamine looking for Williams! And the onrushing Diogo Costa, the presence of the goalkeeper, enough to see Nico Williams steer it wide.
I'm looking at that Portuguese defensive line, and virtually all of them are looking at the ball. No one's looking at the forward run. It's Ronaldo's run, and clearly he is onside as that ball is played to him. That's why the goal stands.
By the skin of his teeth. And Mendes gives it away. Bernardo Silva gets it back. Conceição. Bernardo Silva. Now Vitinha. Really clever pass from Pedro Neto to pick out Nuno Mendes for the goal. Here is Neto. Ruben Diaz. Conceição. Suddenly the Portuguese body language has more confidence. Good interception though by Lenormand. For Spain's possession. This nation level at 1-1.
1-1.
We'll just go back to that Nuno Mendes. All the wider coaches, modern coaches, want fullbacks to step into midfield if they can, or break forward if they can. We're seeing it here, João Neves and Nuno Mendes. Because again, they're really hard to pick up. Folks stepping into midfield, who tracks them, who picks them up? If there's a lack of communication defensively, those players can hugely influence games, and that's